conservation momentum problem and kind of fun. What would happen if everyone on the Earth jumped at the same time from the same place or close to the same place? Okay, I'm going to do this an easy way and then a better way, more generic way. So let's do the easy way first. So I've already put some stuff up here. I have the mass of the Earth. I have, I'm going to go with the average mass of a person, 50 kilograms, because there's 8 billion people. Not everyone is an adult, right? And then we have the gravitational field, 9.8, and then finally this H value. So if you take a typical person and they jump, how high can they jump? And we'll change that a little bit, but they could, let's say they can jump 0.2 meters, which is the change in their center of mass, right? So that's a whole another story. So the first question is, well, if I want to do conservation of momentum, I need to know how fast the people are jumping. And I just have one person there because, you know, I'm not going to draw 8 billion people. So let's say I have a single person on the ground and they jump. And, you know, it's easier to estimate how high they jump rather than how fast they jump. It's really hard to do that. But let's say this distance h is 0.2 meters. And so they start with some initial velocity v1, and then up here they have a final velocity, let's call it v2, of 0 at the highest point. And we want to find v1. Okay, what kind of problem is this? It's not momentum, but that's fine. We're building up. We're doing a lot of different things here in physics. This is a work energy problem because we're dealing with a change in position. We don't care about time. We're dealing with a change in position. So in this case, I'm going to say work is the change in energy. I need to say what my system is. So it's going to be the people. That's a whole bunch of people. It's one person. So let's say person plus the Earth. Because I have the Earth and the person in my system, I can have gravitational potential energy. Now in this one person, I'm assuming the Earth doesn't move, so that's what makes it a little bit easier. And this will be important later. So if that's my system, and we're talking about right after they left the ground until they get to the highest point. So if that's my system, I can have a change in kinetic energy, where that's 1/2 mv squared, and then I can have a change in gravitational potential energy, mgy. So as soon as you write that, you need to say, well, where is my y equal to 0? So let's just say down here at the ground, y is equal to 0. Now the next thing I need to do is say what work is done on the system, and this is my system of the person and the Earth. So what forces are interacting with the person and the Earth after the jump? And there are none. Okay, so the work is 0, and that's going to be K2 minus K1, change in kinetic energy, plus U2 minus U1, change in gravitational potential energy. So there are some things that are 0 here, right? The final kinetic energy up here, the velocity is 0, so that's 0. Also, the initial potential energy at y equals 0 is 0. So I have 0 is minus 1/2 m v1 squared, that's my initial kinetic energy, plus mg y2, which is going to be h. So now I can just solve for v1. So v1 is going to be equal to the square root of 2gh, right? Multiply, add this to both sides, multiply by 2, divide by the mass cancels, and I get that. So that's my velocity of a single jumping person. Let's put that over here. I'm going to call that v human, is the square root of 2gh. And we can put our numbers in just a second. Okay, now we can look at conservation momentum. So here is my Earth. Here is my person, peoples. And so they're going to have a velocity of v1, and this is going to have a recoil velocity. Let's call this vh, the velocity of the human, ve, the velocity of the Earth. And you can think like right before they jumped, I'm having trouble drawing my person. I have this system of the person and the Earth, and there are forces between them, but it's an internal force. So this system should have momentum conserved because there's no external forces. So I can say P1, technically it's a vector, is P2. This is the momentum, total momentum before, the total momentum afterwards. Let's go ahead and say this is the X and the Y direction. So now I can deal with this in just the Y direction. So I have the initial momentum in the Y direction is right here. It's going to be the mass of all the people, I'm going to use lowercase m, times their velocity, which is 0, plus the mass of the Earth, I'll use capital M, times its velocity, 0, so that's 0. So the initial momentum is 0. And then the final momentum, P2, is going to be the mass of all the people times the velocity of the humans right after they jump, and then minus mv Earth. So this is minus because now momentum is a vector, right? So because it's moving down, I have to treat its y component as negative. So make sure you understand that. So now I'll just put these two things together. mvh minus capital M VE is equal to 0. I'm trying to solve for VE, so I get MVE equals MVH. VE is going to be M over MVH. So there's my mass of the humans. There's my mass of the Earth. And so we're going to come back to this. And this is the simplest thing. I'll put this in a little bit. So I'm going to put over here VE is MVH over M. But let's do this much better, right? We can do better than that. Because I want to be able to do something like, what if it's a tiny planet? What if it's a whole bunch of people on a tiny planet? Well, have you ever been like on a boat and then you try to jump off the boat? So here's the boat and here's you and you jump. Well, you can't jump as fast because when you jump, you push the boat away too. And so the same thing can happen here. So when the humans jump, because they're pushing on the Earth, they actually can't jump as fast. So their initial velocity is not going to be the same. So let's go back to our simple model of a single person jumping on the Earth. Wow, that's a terrible picture. So they jump a height h. But now I want to include the internal energy of the person, and I want to include the jump. Okay, so position 1 is right here at rest, and then they jump and they get that high up there. So my system is the person plus the Earth plus internal energy, right? Because we're dealing with the jumping part. So now I have no forces interacting with the system, so the work is 0, and that's going to be the change in kinetic energy, which is now going to be 0, right? V equals 0, V equals 0, plus the change in gravitational potential energy, which is not 0. And so the only way for this to be still true is I'm going to have to add in a plus E internal. Yeah, I was going to... So that's the internal energy of the person, right? When you jump and you raise up some distance, you increase in your total energy of the system. Where'd it come from? What came from down here, because you ate food and breathed, right? That's how humans work. And that's that internal energy. I don't really care about how much food they ate. I don't care about how much they breathe. I just know that it's a value. So let's put in what we know, K2 minus K1 plus U2 minus U1 plus delta E internal. Okay, so again, this is 0. We're going to say Y is 0 down here. 0, 0. U2 is going to be MGH. U1 is 0 because it starts at that. So we have 0 equals MGH plus delta E internal. And I can solve for delta E internal. So let's put that up here. Put it up here. Delta E internal is going to be negative MGH. That's how much energy one human would decrease when they jump. Okay. Now, I can change that mass to 50 times 8 billion, and it can be all the people too, so that's fine. That's the total internal energy. That'd be curious how much food they'd have to totally consume to do that. Okay, so now we have the Earth and the people, and they jump. The Earth, the people, and they're moving that way. And so we need to find the velocity of the Earth. Two things are conserved now. We know that momentum is conserved, and again, energy is conserved. So if I want to write the conservation of energy, I can again say my system is the people plus the Earth, plus their internal bellies, right? People plus Earth. And I can have kinetic energy, internal energy, and gravitational potential energy. Now, I am making the assumption that they don't jump too high. I don't think they will, such that we're using that MGH or the MGY version of potential energy. That's, if you want to jump really far, you'd have to use the better version of gravitational potential energy, which we could do, but I'm not going to do that. So I have 0 change in kinetic plus and we're going from right before they jump to right after the jump. Okay, so that's not 0 anymore. Plus change in gravitational potential energy, plus change in internal energy, which we already know. So I can write this as 1/2. The final kinetic energy is going to be the kinetic energy of both of these things. So it's 1/2 the mass of the people times the velocity of the people squared, minus the initial, which is 0, plus 1/2 mass of the Earth times the velocity of the Earth squared, minus its initial 0. And then I have the change in potential is going to be plus, it's 0, right? It's 0 because they haven't moved. I'm just saying jump. That's it. Okay, so they haven't moved. They just changed their initial velocities. I'm not talking about how far away they get. So this is 0. They haven't moved. And then I have this, which is minus mgh. So if I put this all together, or to simplify, 0, 1/2 mvh squared plus 1/2 mve squared minus mgh. And that's that term we get from jumping on the Earth. Okay, but I don't know vh and I don't know ve. So I can put that up here. 0, 1/2 mvh squared plus 1/2 mve squared minus mgh. Okay, so we got that. Now I can use conservation momentum. So again, if we call this the x and the y direction, p1y is p2y. So the initial momentum is 0, and the final momentum is going to be mvh minus mve. And I want to find the velocity there. So let's solve this for the velocity of the humans. So I get mv human equals mve. So the velocity of the humans is going to be the total mass velocity of the Earth divided by the mass of the humans. Now I can put that in up here, and I have two equations, two unknowns. So if I solve this for VH, which I did, I can plug it in up there, and I get an expression with just the velocity of the Earth. So let's square both sides, square, 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 and plug it in. And I get 0 is 1/2 m VH squared, which is going to be m squared VE squared over m squared. And then I have plus 1/2 m VE squared minus mgh. So let's add that to the other side. Magic of algebra here. You like that? Now I can multiply both sides by 2. Cancel, cancel, 2. And then I can factor out this VE. So I get VE squared times, this is going to cancel with that. So I get m squared over m plus m. Yeah. M squared over m plus m. And then that is equal to m2 mgh. Okay. Now I can just divide both sides by that, and I'm done. And take the square root. So VE is going to be equal to 2 mgh over, is that right? Yeah. M squared, capital M squared, over little m plus m square root. So let's just double check, does it have the right units? So over here, that has units of energy. This has units of energy, mass times velocity squared. So the mass here, this has units of mass also, so mass cancels, so that's good. And then I have meters per second squared times meters, so it's meters squared per second squared, and then I take the square root and get meters per second. So that does seem to work. So that's my other velocity. So we have that one, and we have this one. Okay. Now, do they agree? Yes, they're probably going to agree, because right here I have the mass of the Earth squared divided by the mass of the humans. Yes, we have 8 billion people, so this is going to be something like 10 to the 10th kilograms, but that's 10 to the 24th kilograms. Okay, it's not even close. But this should work for any number of things. Let's go ahead and calculate this and calculate that and see if we get the same thing. I think we will. I'm going to use my calculator right here. So I'm going to turn this on, drop the mass of the humans. Okay, so it's so this is going to be 400. Yeah, so 50 times 8 is 400. So that's actually, we can write this as 400, or 4 times 10 to the 11th. So that would just be a little bit easier to drop in there. So 4 times 10 to the 11th. The velocity of the humans was this, which is 2. Let me stand right here so you can see me. 9.8 times 0.2 times square root. So that's v, and I'm going to multiply those together. And then I'm going to divide it by the mass of the Earth. 5.97 times 10 to the 24th divided by, and I get a value of 1.3 times 10 to the negative 13 meters per second. Tiny. Okay, let's do the same thing over here and calculate that. So I'll leave that in there. So I have 2 enter, the mass of the humans was 4 times 10 to the 11th. G is 9.8. H was 0.2. And now I got to do this thing down here, so I have 5.97 times 10 to the 24th squared. And then I'm going to divide by the mass of the humans, 4 times 10 to the 11th. And then I'm going to add the mass of the humans, 4 times 10 to the 11th. And then I'm going to divide that, and then I'm going to take the square root. Can you see that? Same thing. I get the same thing. Okay, which is good, right? Because I told you it wouldn't make a difference the way we did it. But again, imagine now we're on tiny planet Earth, or we're on an asteroid or something like that, then this method would work a lot better. Of course, you'd have a different value for G. Okay, one final note. I wrote about this. It was probably in 2010. It may have been before that. It was a really long time ago. I calculated something similar to this, not quite the same way. And then there was this book, Randall Munroe, from XKCD comic. I don't know if you've seen that. I like that guy. And so he wrote a book, What If? And then over here, what would happen if everyone on Earth jumped? And you can see right here, it says, it's been examined before, including by science blogs. That was my post. And whatever. And then he didn't really focus on the calculations. He focused on, it's kind of funny. He's funny. What would happen if everyone got in the same spot? And then how would they get out? And what kind of chaos would that cause? This is a really good book. I recommend it a lot. Check it out at your local library or wherever you want. Okay. What if everyone jumped? The end. Talk to you later.